Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I am Natalie Champion, your outgoing chair. Woo! With us here, we have a whole slew of people for this holiday party, a little different than last year, but we're trying to make it as festive as possible. Look at our cool backgrounds, just so you know that it is indeed the holidays. We've got our vice chair, Chris Pendergrass, who is currently driving right now. We've got our assistant vice chair and acting secretary, Chad Okumura, our lifesaver, and Spencer Lee, the treasurer, who is here. And we are very excited about the incoming board members. Chris is going to be your chair, and then we've got Chris Fidelibus, who's going to be the vice chair. Spencer Lee is going to continue to be the treasurer. Chad Okumura is going to continue to be the assistant vice chair. And then we have two co-secretaries. We've got Olivia and Mary Ann, and I'm sorry, I don't have their names in front of me right now. And they will be the co-secretaries for 2021. So before we get started, I just want to say a huge thank you to the two charities that we have here with us today. We chose these two charities to give a donation to because they have been so active and so instrumental in real estate, in assisting with rental assistance this year when so many people really, really need it. So I'm going to introduce both of these charities, but we're going to first start with Rob Van Tassel with Hawaii Catholic Charities. Morning, Rob.
Good morning. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for having us here today. It's quite an honor. And yes, we are partnering with United Way and the state to administer what's called the Rental Relief Housing Assistance Program, or RRHAP. But that's one of the many things that we do. We have over 40 programs here at Catholic Charities Hawaii. We assist over 40,000 people a year. Of course, this year will be a extra number of people as we our part of the rental assistance program. We're doing about 12,000 applications. And even though all of those may not end in rental relief or in housing assistance, we have been able to reach out and contact all of them. And that's been great because oftentimes we can be present for them in a ministerial way, in a way of compassion that's assisting them in their difficulties and in their journeys. So even though it may be difficult for them to qualify for the assistance, we're still able to be present there for them. So we really get a lot out of this work. But I wanted to talk a little bit about a family that we had, two elderly folks who were helping out at the farmers market, and they were working with people who were on SNAP benefits and were looking for ways to still be able to purchase food at the farmers market. So they set up a booth and helped people there who had SNAP benefits work with that. It was an elderly couple in their 70s. Well, when COVID came, they were not able to go any longer because of their health conditions and the risk they would be at to go to those farmers markets. So they lost a lot of funding that they had. And then another unfortunate turn came, and the wife contacted cancer and passed away rather suddenly. He then found himself without any income, had lost his spouse and was about to be evicted, applied to our rental relief housing assistance program for the state, and now was able to get 5 months worth of pay and got in contact with the grieving counselor. So it's interesting how we find in this pandemic and this current economic crisis that we're in, that people who had never before and actually were maybe helping and assisting others in their financial and difficulties, all of a sudden found themselves on the receiving end of assistance. So that's one story that we see how things can come around full turn. And it's wonderful that we have this program, and we're really hopeful we'll have it in January. I'm going to also mention, and I think John will talk about it too, because all of you are in the real estate industry and have contacts with landlords, or maybe some of you are a landlord yourselves. I wanted to be sure to get out to everybody that we do need to get what we call a verification form back from all of the landlords. There's various reasons why we may have difficulties in reaching them. Remember, the tenant is the one that applied. They may not have the correct contact information for the landlord. The landlord may not know who we are when we reach out. So we're asking everybody to be on the lookout for these forms. You can go out to the highhousinghelp.com website and get assistance there. I will also put, before I sign off, I'm going to put in the chat our website address and a phone number. So anybody who is interested in giving assistance and supporting the work that we do, I'll put the information out there so that you can do that. But thank you very much for Natalie for having me. And now I'll hand it over to my good friend, John Fink, Aloha United Way.
Thank you, Rob, and thanks, Natalie, and everyone for having Rob and I on today. We have been tag teaming now for about 3 months with this program, and as you can probably understand, we don't normally do these types of programs with the state or the federal government. This is like running the train as you're putting the tracks down, and we have certainly learned a lot of lessons as we've gone along. I just want to really maximize what Rob just said. This issue with the landlords not responding for whatever reasons, and you saw the front page story perhaps in yesterday's paper about it. We're talking about a couple of thousand landlords or renters whose landlords are not responding. This is not a small number. So these are people that we both have done our vetting, Rob and I, and our partners and the state, and we are ready to send checks out to people. But based on obvious federal regulations and audit requirements, we need to have a vendor verification form signed. So the only thing standing between these people who are obviously in desperate need is the landlord. So I would just ask you and encourage you, if you know any landlords or know people who said, yeah, I got this strange email, because I will tell you that the forms that we're using are not great, and they're not very personal, and they look like they might be spam. They're not. We have credit unions that are making calls on our behalf that are our partners too. And I'm sure some people get a call and look on their phone and see it's a credit union and figure they must be asking me for money. So I would say that if we can get that message out to people, that that's what our goal is to try to get this money out before the end of the year, that would help the cause greatly. Aloha United Way has been around for 101 years. I know we don't look a day over 75, but we are known for a couple of other major items, along with the 320 charities that we serve every year, probably 500,000 people. We have our ALICE, which is the Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed People. That number, which we just did our most recent study in January, it was over almost 600,000 people fall into that category, many of whom have been there since the recession in 2008. Their incomes and their raises have not kept up, or barely kept up, with the cost of living increases. So now they're going to be in more desperate states. The theory is that by the time this pandemic finishes up, another 100,000 local citizens will fall into the ALICE realm. That'll become 700,000. That'll be half the state of Hawaii. So it is big time issue. The other thing we obviously do all the time is we have our 211 referral and information line. To Rob's point about personal stories, we had someone call up and said, look, I'm the one who just got laid off. I was the one at my workplace who did the annual Aloha United Way donor campaign for my company. And now I'm calling you folks because I need you to help me out and send me somewhere, whether it's mental health, food, shelter, whatever these calls are about. We've had a number of people who said, I've always given to AUW and now I need the help. So just understand that other than a Manini amount we get from the state, 211 is funded by folks like yourself, and it's an ongoing year-round thing. We have hired 20 additional operators to deal with the influx of calls over the past 8 months. We are getting over 1,000 calls a day. We've had waits of 2 to 3 hours for people sometimes. It is hard to fathom, and you can imagine what some of these calls are like. Very emotional and very difficult, but we direct people where they need to be directed on every island statewide, and we try to make a difference. And that will be ongoing after this whole thing ends. So thank you for having us on. Thank you for considering us. I will put our address on, And you might just want to put on there, if you do manage to send a check or something like that, just put on there, Metro Regional Realtors, so we know who you are when you send it in. And I'll put my name and our address number. But thank you all for what you guys do. Any information you can get out to the landlords would be most helpful in the next couple of weeks also. So thank you.
Thank you, John. And I think that one of the things that I keep hearing from multiple people is that a lot of the landlords here are, they don't have excise tax numbers, general excise tax numbers. They are afraid about getting in trouble for getting all this rent tax free. And so they are very unwilling to do what needs to be done in order to get that rental relief process going. Can
Natalie,
either of you speak to
one of the
that?
things I would say to that, and we've heard that anecdotally, but Rob and I are not going to accuse anybody of anything, but I will tell you this: if I'm a tenant and I know that I've been told that my processing has been done and I've been accepted, and then my landlord won't sign, I would think you still have a problem with a landlord who's going to be awfully upset and might be the one to say, hey, are you hiding something here? So I think this is a lose-lose. I think by not responding and by your tenant not getting relief, I would say I'd rather be in the pile of 11,000 people that have filled out their forms, and Catholic Charities and AUW have helped, than in that small group of people who for some reason have decided not to respond. So I think there's less chance you're going to find yourself beholden to something if you just fill it out and get it done and help people out, because that's the goal here. So that would be my personal suggestion, not knowing everybody's individual circumstances.
I absolutely agree with you. And I understand why there could be a holdup with that. And I am asking all attendees, if you are managing properties, if you are a landlord, if you know somebody who is a landlord, please do not hold up the process because of fear of not having general excise tax. Please enable your tenants to get that rent relief. Otherwise, like John said, you're going to have a lot bigger problems down the road when the tenant finally is just absolutely unable to pay. And that's going to be a domino effect that we don't want to see happen here. So thank you both. Rob, did you have anything else to add to that?
No, I did want to say that if you're familiar, you saw that article, Gavin Thornton did comment in there that throughout the United States, many states have done these types of programs, and Hawaii has been the leader in this. And I think, again, it's the state, Aloha United Way, Catholic Charities, and our determination to get this done. We have, by far as we can tell, the largest amount of rental relief that was given out in the country. So I think it's just outstanding. I think it speaks very highly of Hawaii. I know we can be critical of ourselves at times, and some of the press has been that way, but overall, I think we have done an outstanding job as a community, and we have a system now in place that will assist us going further as we are still getting our way out of this pandemic and this economic crisis that will last much longer than that. So I think we have a lot to be proud of here in Hawaii.
Yeah, the only thing I would
you.
add to that is one of the interesting things, and you'll read a lot about, how much of the money actually does go out, and how much is going to go back to the state, to the anything that we're not going to be able to use, partially maybe because we're not hearing back from landlords. We'll go back to the state for the state unemployment program to fill their coffers, because obviously there's a huge delta there now that they need to fill. But the one thing I would tell you that we have learned, I said we learned as we went along, when we opened up the second tranche of money, which was late September, it allowed people to go back pay their rent all the way back to March or April. And we thought that would mean our average dollar amount per application would go up. It has not gone up at all. So what I think we found out since we started this in late to September was a lot of people, by hook or by crook, or through family or friends or 401k or savings, managed to keep their payments going all the way up to the fall, and then just ask for the payments going forward. So we've been averaging about $4,200, $4,300 per application since we started this program. And the expectation was it would jump to 6,000 or 7,000 when people started paying some back rent, but that has not been the case. So just to make that clear.
And I noticed, I did want to say something too, Natalie. I noticed somebody just posted out there the notice that we have on our website. about our capacity of being reached. That's been out there since October. The state asked both Aloha United Way and Catholic Charities back in October to go ahead and just finish processing what we had received. So we received, between the two of us, John, what was it, almost 20,000?
Yeah, and when you take out the ones that don't qualify and the bad ones, my guess is that between the two of us, we'll end up with 14,000 applications. Right. And between the two of us, we've ended up hiring part-time 100 people to help deal with this. And this all happened within 3 weeks now. This was not a slow process as soon as this came out. And the other thing to keep in mind is AUW, we've already done our own program. We have a program going on with Department of Hawaiian Homelands, and we have a city program going on. So there have been a lot of temporary people coming in and going, all trying to help people out during this time, all in a shortened window of time, with some of the rules changing and the expectations and the demands as to what we had to do changing as we went along, and we learned the programs as we went along. So it has not been an easy process. I think if and when Rob and I get involved in this again in 2021, we will feel like we've earned our master's degrees in about a 3-month window on this whole process. And I think we can all say that while the end of the year is 3 weeks away, the end of the problem is not 3 weeks away. And we expect this will go on at least through first quarter, second quarter, and maybe even further. And depending on what happens with jobs and stuff, we could see another surge of people in need. So thank you in advance for anything you folks can do. And again, please just get the word out to landlords to please fill those forms out for us.
We will. Thank you, John and Rob. And just to be clear, the Metro Regional Board of Directors, we are going to be donating $250 each to both Aloha United Way and Catholic Charities. Thank you for your service to the people of Hawaii, both of you.
Yep,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on, we just want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors for this meeting, who partially helped fund that donation. So I'd like to start out with Len Leventhal with the guaranteed rate. Len?
Hi, thanks, Natalie. Good morning, everyone. I'm still getting used to the whole Zoom meeting thing. I would say it's been a very uneven year for a lot of us. We're doing our best to obviously stay busy, which we are, and also like we're doing today, think of giving. And with guaranteed rate, if you have a chance, please check out our website. It's real easy. It's rate.com, rate.com. And you can find a lot of us on there. We're a lot of familiar faces now. It's been 2 years since guaranteed rate purchased Honolulu Home Loans, a quick 2 years, and we've grown. So I want to let everybody know that aside from our downtown office, which is led by our regional manager, Anders Hostily, which a lot of you know him, obviously from the years of his service. We also have a really thriving IAEA office led by Jason Scott and Rory Tong. We have a phenomenal Maui office led by Brady Spangler. And we now have a Kona office led by Jim Allen, who a lot of you have also met and worked with over the years. So it's been good. It's been uneven. We look forward to being a source of lending, of advice, whatever anybody may need in our industry. We're here to help. We look forward to a safe holiday gatherings as we finish up the year, and we look for obviously a more prosperous 2021. So thank you for the opportunity. We look forward to, again, working with everybody, getting through this entire pandemic, and hopefully we're back to a physical meeting next year when we do this for Christmas. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Natalie. Thank you.
Thank you, Len. And I'm gonna have Carlton Mao with the Old Republic Title Company speak next as our second main sponsor. Hi, Carlton.
Hi. How are you guys? Okay, I get the small screen, but it's okay. Hi, everybody. Carlton Mao. Ho, 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 ho. I'm with the downtown office of Old Republic Title. And so we're very happy to be a sponsor today and support you guys throughout the year. And though we can't be all together in the same location, we can still have great camaraderie and fun and be festive with our hats and everything. And using this technology that has evolved. And you know what the best part of this is? I'm in shorts, right, Aaron? Well, enough about me, but we have Old Republic Title has 5 great branches around the islands. We have our Kapolei office, our Kailua office, Kahala, our newest office, Pro Ridge, and also two downtown branches. My branch at the Pacific Guardian Center, which houses most of our Old Republic Title employees, our admin staff, title officers, management, and of course our escrow staff. It features two great EOs because I can't have them in person. Here they are. One is George Weeks. George Weeks is our branch manager and one of the EOs there. And also we have the great and very well known Joe Eisen. So Joe Eisen is a longtime escrow officer. She speaks Tagalog and Ilocano and can take care of those clients for you. But we also have another downtown office, which is in the Topa Tower, which is directly across the street from us. It's our commercial and special projects office, and it features another 2 great escrow officers. Craig Endo. Craig Endo is the branch manager there. And also, Po Kim. Po Kim is another escrow officer there to take care of your, not just commercial and special projects as their branch is designated as, but also your residential escrow needs too. So, and rep for that office is the fantastic Liana Dietz. I think she's on this call, so I got to give her a shout out. Yay, she helped me out a lot. But that's all pretty much I have. Come to us for all your escrow and title needs. Reach out to one of your marketing reps for great marketing ideas during this pandemic. We'll be sure to help you. We can help you with your postcards, fact sheets, property profiles, anything that you may need for your listing or possible listing.
Thank you, Carlton.
Yeah, I also want to say a shout out to thanks to Pua and the HBR staff for trying to keep us all together, a sense of normalcy, and maintain this connection for all of us. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later at the prize drawing giveaway. Thank you.
Woohoo! Appreciate it. All right, we're gonna go to our Zoom sponsors. First, I'd like to introduce Melinda Momoki with America's Preferred Home Warranty. Melinda.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me this morning. America's Preferred Home Warranty is new to Hawaii, but not new at all. They've been in business for over 20 years, and they're in 49 states, very, very strong and stable. And I'm thrilled that they decided to make a commitment to Hawaii, even if our state is not that large in population compared to the mainland. But they made that commitment to hire me and have a live body here to service, all your warranty needs. I am the only sales rep for warranties in the state of Hawaii. And so, that's a pretty great spot to be in for me. I just want to mention a couple of the differentials about our warranty compared to others you may have used before. First one being your homeowners can choose their own contractor for all covered repairs. What does that mean? Well, it means that they're working with someone that they know and trust in their home. And they also have the ease of scheduling, as it's, somebody they can just call and have come over, so they can get somebody in there right away to help and solve their problems. So it's a big plus, and the homeowners love it. We also do offer listing coverage, and the listing coverage goes from list all the way to close. If your seller or seller's agent decides that they'd like to offer the property with a warranty on it, there's no deadline for that or cutoff. The listing coverage goes for the entire listing period. Even if it's listed for a while, that's fine. And so that provides the seller with some coverage, during the listing period, and gives them a safety net too as well. One of the components of that listing coverage is called List Secure. That's a program that we offer. It's a risk management program. And for the seller, we offer 2 years post-closing, $1,000 of legal help if they have some legal matters after closing. The sellers, they love that. The other thing too, if you do offer a warranty with a listing, statistics show it sells faster and for more money. Even in this great seller's market, it's still very appealing to buyers when the listing shows that a warranty is included.
Agreed. Thank you, Melinda.
One more thing, 24/7, 365, live body to make claims or to call in. But plus, of course, I'm here on Hawaii time, so you can call me anytime to help you and service. If you have a chance, go to our website, aphw.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. All right, and our final Zoom sponsor is going to be the wonderful Mark Berwick with Enviro Home Solutions. Mark?
Hello, everybody. Well, good morning. First thing I'd like to say is a big thank you to Natalie and everybody at the Metro Group. I've enjoyed personally this partnership. I think our first experience with the group was last year's Christmas party. And, we've had a pretty good year despite the pandemic and the business climate and things like that. And I just want to, number one, if the pandemic has taught us anything, it's enjoy time with your friends and family, because it's pointed out that life is precious and you never know when it can take a turn. And so really carve out time. I know we're all a bit stressed, trying to make ends meet at times, but it really is important to find that quality time. But moving on to business, Enviro Solutions Hawaii and our sister company, Storm Drains Hawaii. If there's anything we can do external service-wise, whether it's tree trimming, landscape installation, power washing, we're one of the few companies on the island that are licensed to clean parking garages. So if you live in a condo tower, consider us. And then, obviously the COVID disinfection, we pivoted in March. We've helped a lot of people on the island. So you have a partner here. We don't gouge. We're all about building relationships. We try and keep our rates lower. It's all about building a long-term business relationship. And that's what we're all about. And that's why partnering with the Metro Group ties right in with that. So if there's anything we can do for you as a realtor, maybe a closing gift, disinfect the home before your buyers move in. That's one example. If you manage condos or other properties, we'd be happy to help with the storm drains or the pressure washing, whatever your needs are. My main message again is thank you so much for 1 year of wonderful partnering and helping us grow our business. And it has been extremely effective for us. And secondly is you have an active partner that's here to support you in the marketplace. So please consider Enviro Solutions Hawaii. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. Wonderful. Thank you for being such a great sponsor with us throughout the year. So without further ado, I would love to introduce our speaker, Sumner LaCroix with UHERO. Thank you, Sumner, for being here. We're excited to hear. Give us some good news, please.
We'll try. Okay. Let me share my screen. Waiting for the file to come up. Let's try it again here.
So for those of you who don't know, Sumner is going to be doing an economic update with us.
Yeah, let's try it again here. Have that file open.
Sometimes it takes a little bit when it's big.
It is a big file. Let me just start off as we wait for the file to come up. Let me just start off by noting that what I want to do is go over three things. One is to go over the U.S. economy, spend a little bit of time in the Hawaii economy, and then ask how this all impacts the Hawaii housing market. The big thing, of course, with the U.S. economy is the COVID epidemic. If we look back in October, we were just looking at 42,000 cases per day for the entire United States. Here we are in December, and we're up over 200,000 cases a day. Another way of looking at that is we've moved from about a million cases a month to about 7 million cases per month. if you had to ask me for my forecast of the U.S. economy back in, say, mid-October, it would have been pretty positive, mostly because I felt like the epidemic was somewhat under control. But things have changed since then, and it's very hard to have strong economic growth with the epidemic that out of control on the U.S. mainland. One of the reasons why isn't so much shutdowns; it's that people themselves tend to take measures to stay home once they see cases rise to those levels. So it's not necessarily government shutdowns; it's people voluntarily deciding that they're going to take less, that they're going to be less active, out and about. I'm really not sure why this is not coming up here. We had it earlier.
Sumner, if you want to email it to me, I could try opening it up on my computer too.
One last time. Yeah, that's just not coming up. Let me email it to you. All right, just a minute here. We'll,
I just sent you the email in.
okay.
Yeah. And while we're waiting for that, why don't we just have Ed do the Matrix Minute while we're waiting for Sumner's presentation to load, and then we can come back to you, Sumner, if that's okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, Ed, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Happy holidays. Okay, so there's no really Matrix moment, but I want to touch on some stuff because it's already December. And I'm going to go ahead and start my screen sharing here and kind of cover some stuff with you folks. And here we go, here and now, right? So, of course, you know the MLS team. Some of you folks don't know who we are face, right? You don't know who we are by, you guys always call us and we don't know who you're talking to. So this is the MLS team, right? This is us. We have Michael, the MLS director. I'm the client success manager. Alex is the solutions specialist. And then we have client success specialist, which is our tech support team. We have Brenda and Michelle. So when you guys call, mainly you get either myself, Brenda, Michelle, or Alex, right? When we try to help you folks with tech support. We also have Bruce. He handles the back end of our MLS system. He's like the main guy, right? Jenny, some of you folks already spoke with Jenny before, right? MLS compliance. that's her. We have public records. So anybody have any issues with public records? Lori is the one that you deal with. And then we have our new face. Her name is Jennifer. She's the client success specialist. She will be actually the new person that be handling a lot of the outreach and social media. So I used to do all of those, but now Jennifer is new. She's here to help relieve my work. So I'm happy about that. Okay. Of course, you guys know all the different tools that we provide for you folks. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at these tools yet, when you log into MLS, take a look at these different tools that we offer for you folks. Okay. So we have a lot of different tools to make you guys' life a little bit easier, to kind of have a really good workflow. Okay. And then bookmark this website, members.highcentral.com/MLS. This is our learning central, right? So go there. It has links to all the different vendors that we have, and you can learn something about those applications. All right. And of course, you guys know we are on social media. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe, follow us, and, we'll put more content next year, and we're kind of excited about that. Okay. And then wrapping it up, if you guys have any questions after today's regional or anytime after, feel free to reach out, right? Tech support at highcentralmls.com, call tech support. I have my direct number and email address as well. So I'll put that in the chat box below. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid. Just reach out to us. We're here to help you guys succeed in real estate. All right, that is my portion, folks. Thank you so much, and you guys have a good holiday, and see you guys next year.
Thank you, Ed.
Natalie.
Much appreciated. All right, great. I just received Sumner's PowerPoint. It's still downloading. So Sumner, if you want to take it away, I will try sharing my screen, and then you just tell me next when you need me to go to the next one.
Okay, so if we're talking in the U.S. about what the keys are to the U.S. recovery, it's really clear. It's bringing the COVID epidemic under control by the summer of 2021. It's not going to be brought under control anytime soon. Here we go. Okay, you can try the next slide.
Okay.
Here. Okay. So the next slide basically shows the 3 waves of the COVID epidemic in the United States. There's the wave that began back in March and continued on through May, and then ebbed. Then we had a second wave over the summer in the United States, and then that ebbed all the way through, say, mid-October. And then we've seen this massive third wave, more like a tsunami of cases since. Let's try the next slide. So the keys to the U.S. recovery, I think the keys are bringing the COVID epidemic under control by the summer, vaccine distribution and take-up. If people become vaccinated, it's going to be a lot more safer for people to engage in everyday activity. We're going to see a lot of everyday activities that are still shut down start to come roaring back. For Hawaii, that might be such things as business conventions. I don't think until we have the vaccine, we're going to see much convention business here. Once we get it, that's a whole new story. There also, federal relief to households, businesses, and state and local governments is absolutely critical. I think one of the worst things that's happened this fall is the inability of Congress essentially to pass a relief package. We also need a coherent policy transition by the new government coming in. There's a lot of new policies that are going to be put in place. It's really critical that those policies are put in place in a coherent fashion. Let me try the next slide there. Okay, the U.S. unemployment rate. We all know the U.S. unemployment rate spiked up to well above double digits, and then it's come roaring back down. It's only at 6.7%. That's still well above the rates that we had pre-COVID epidemic, which are down the area of about just a little bit over 3%. So it's about double the pre-COVID epidemic rates. But on the mainland, many of the unemployed people have been called back to work. That contrasts really severely with what we have here in Hawaii. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's try the next slide. Recovery is also partly a matter of consumers feeling like life is going to be okay. And if consumers and business people feel life is going to be okay, business people invest, consumers go out and spend. Oddly, in the United States, what we have is this total split between the two parties. As it became clear that Joe Biden was going to win the election as we moved on through the fall, Democrats' consumer expectations, their consumer confidence increased. Whereas once it became clear that Biden had won the election, Republicans' consumer confidence basically plummeted. What's really needed, if we're talking about one of the tasks of the new Biden administration, it's basically to try to convince the whole country that the economic policies that are put in place are reasonable policies. That will take some doing, but I do expect that that's going to happen. I expect that we're going to see consumer confidence of both these groups increase, and we really need not just for Democrats to be confident, but also for Republicans to be confident. Let's try the next slide. U.S. housing starts. I stuck this in just because I'm talking to a group of real estate agents, but housing starts plunged during the early part of the COVID epidemic. They were already at relatively low levels for a period of a long boom. They were well below the levels of the 2000s or even going back to the 1990s, but they've recovered really quickly, and they're almost back up to where they were pre-COVID epidemic. We're not quite at the peak, but the U.S. has done really well there. Let's try the next slide. Okay, so moving on to Hawaii. Hawaii has a very different pattern of the epidemic. We had a much smaller first wave way back there in March, April, at the very start of the slide, and then we had a moderate sized wave over the summer. And then since the summer, it's really notable. There has been no third wave in Hawaii since the summer. We still have a reasonable amount of community transmission. The epidemic hasn't gone away. It's still a very problematic thing, I think, for the public health of Hawaii. But we're actually the #1 state as far as restraining the epidemic. For cases per 100,000 people, we have the least of all the 50 states. We opened up travel on October 15th. And if you look at that figure if you look at October and November on the horizontal axis, you can see we really haven't had any noticeable bump in COVID infections since we opened up travel. That says something about the Safe Travels program, even though it's had a good number of problems. Let's try the next slide. The key to Hawaii's recovery is really simple. It's safely reopening the tourism industry. And safely reopening the tourism industry means keeping our own epidemic under control and finding ways essentially to minimize the number of COVID positive visitors who come to Hawaii. We also desperately need additional federal relief. It's somewhat out of our control. You know, we've got 2 representatives in the House, 2 senators, but federal relief is needed here because we have one of the 2 or 3 highest unemployment rates in the country. Okay, we are suffering much more than the average state. We're not at the 6.7% unemployment. We're still in double digits unemployment. As federal relief programs start to run out, in particular, it's individuals are going to suffer, but businesses too. The state and the county too both face large budget deficits. Let's try the next slide. To give you an indicator of what's happened in the Hawaii economy, UHERO has developed this new measure of economic activity in Hawaii called the economic pulse. What the economic pulse does, it not only includes official government data, you know, things like employment counts and things like measures of personal income, but it includes a lot of measures of economic activity. So this is one of the nice things about just the internet is that now there's all these measures of activity out there: time at parks, time at the grocery, time at work, time at retail, time in transit. Okay, and the red line essentially shows the progress of the economic pulse index. So the pulse started at 100%, at 100 in March. So we're taking that as our baseline. And then we're looking at the tremendous fall off in economic activity that occurred between mid-March and early April. So that's a full 100% fall in activity there. Okay. Then what's happened? By early summer, we'd regained about 33% of that activity. But then as our second wave started, we lost a lot of that. And we moved from 40% to just a 20% recovery. Since early September, around when our second lockdown ended, essentially the pulse has been increasing. And this is good news for Hawaii. It says that that economic activity has been increasing. Note that we've only recovered about 40% of what we lost because the pandemic shut down. Let's try the next slide. And then if we simplify this, just to show the economic pulse, and I added on the last couple of weeks to this graph, and it shows economic activity starting to recede again. This is partly because of the problems with the Safe Travel program that have come up with visitors coming here, not being able to be let out of quarantine, not having the results. That's led to Kauai suspending the program. That's led to loss of reservations on other islands too. So we're starting to see economic activity decline again. That's a really troublesome point for the islands. It's something that policymakers need to try to resolve really quickly. Let's try the next slide. Well, UHERO has 3 scenarios for visitor analysis. We call them scenarios, not forecasts, because they're so dependent upon what policymakers are going to do and how the virus proceeds on the U.S. mainland. Something of really great uncertainty and how welcoming we really want to be to tourists. We have found that the recent kerfuffles over safe travels in Kauai, where Kauai essentially suspended the program, feeling that too many COVID positive people were being let in, that spread out to the other islands. That caused us to lower our low scenario to relatively low levels. In our low scenario, we're really worried about how many tourists are going to come here at all, as publicity of real problems in entering Hawaii continues. It's not our baseline scenario, but our baseline scenario only has about 20% of visitors coming in. We normally have about 30,000 visitors a day. 20,000 visitors is about 6,000 visitors. Our high scenario is the government gets everything sorted out pretty well. Visitors on the mainland decide that they want to come here to escape some of the epidemic. They're able to get their tests on time. Then we have a high scenario where tourism recovers a lot more fully. Note though that by the end of the year in the low scenario, it's only up just a little over 50%, and our baseline scenario only has 70%. That's a huge fall off on tourism. And why does that matter? Let's try the next slide. Okay, and before I talk about that, this slide shows us where visitors have been coming from since October 15th. And the answer is California, and then a whole bunch of other visitors from other states, but approximately 40% from California. And here's California, the center of the third wave in the United States. It's not, that's the other reason why we lowered our forecast, just because so many tourists come from California and the epidemic is raging so much in California. Let's try the next slide. We're talking here about tourism and visitor arrivals. How big is Hawaii's tourism economy? Just to get to the basic point, 23% of the Hawaii economy. Here in Oahu, it's less. Here in Oahu, it's only 12, 13, maybe even 14%. The neighbor islands, it's a much bigger share of the economy. And it's partly because we have more military here. We have more federal government. We have more of the state government located here, et cetera. There's more other industries. Manoa is another factor. Next slide, please. The Hawaii unemployment rate. So our baseline forecast is not a good one. We're only going to go from 12.7% unemployment in 2020 to 10.9%. And the reason why is the slow tourism recovery. From all that we see, it's hard to envision a really fast tourism recovery, just given what's going on here and on the mainland. Next slide, please. Okay, so I'll move over to the Hawaii housing. I'll move over to the Hawaii housing market, but I just want to leave the economy, noting that, the economy depends upon what's going on with the virus, what's going on with policy here in Hawaii. And it also depends big time on whether or not we get more federal relief. We desperately need that federal relief, and that would help a lot, solve a lot of problems. Now, if we look at the housing market in Hawaii, single family homes, this is a year-to-year update there, but the data from the Honolulu Board of Realtors shows the median price of single family homes up about 10% from a year ago. Condos only up 1.2%. Single family homes thriving, number of sales gone up 5.6%. Condominiums down 6%. So a weaker condominium market, a stronger single family home market. This contrasts with the market on the US mainland, which is up about 7% for single family homes over the same period. Let's try the next slide. So the median days on the market, if houses that the orange line basically shows homes that are in a little higher price range. The blue line shows homes that are in a much lower price range. We can see that homes in a much lower price range are staying on the market a lot longer during the epidemic, where homes in the medium to upper price range are moving really fast. I think you all know that, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, and this is just basically showing that there's little different movements on the neighbor islands, but basically the trends tend to follow each other. We haven't had quite the increases in some of the other islands. If we look at the upper right-hand corner, the price changes are just a little bit different depending upon which island that we're looking at. We can see too for median days in the market just for condos versus single-family homes that for single-family homes that the days in the market's going down, where condos it's going up. Let's try the next slide. Okay, and then there's stark differences in price changes by neighborhoods. So if we're looking at, so I think part of what's happening here is that some people who used to work downtown are saying, hey, I'm working out of my home. My company wants me to work out of the home. That's probably going to happen for a few more years. This is the way they might be saving space. So a lot of places that are outside of the central area of Oahu are finding big increases in the prices of homes, like the North Shore. Distant Hawaii Kai, okay, it's not that far, but still distant. Kala's not that far, but then we're finding that places like Makakio, Aina are up there in that group where prices are increasing. Down the lower level, you got downtown, Kapahulu, Diamond Head, Alamona, Kakako. This could be also partly because of vacation rentals, of the city's crackdown on vacation rentals, and some of those homes being put onto the market and causing some excess supply in those neighborhoods. Let's try the next slide. So I have 3 slides here, and what are the factors pushing up and down Hawaii housing prices? So the number one factor pushing down Hawaii housing prices, and again, they have been up in the past year, is the decline in Hawaii income and jobs. And UHERO is forecasting that declines in Hawaii, that 2021 is going to see a decline in Hawaii income. 2020 Hawaii income did not decline. We actually had a slight increase in personal income. And part of that was because of the extensive relief that was given out. But now we're left in 2021 with probably less federal relief, more unemployment. that bites. And those factors, when jobs and income are under stress, are going to push down housing prices. Unfortunately, UHERO says a full recovery could take to 2025, which again, a lot depends just on the recovery of the tourism market. That could go faster or it could be very slow. But if it takes to 2025, that's another factor pushing down housing markets, because people are going to look out in the future and see their incomes being lower. We've also had population decline for the last few years. That's expected to continue for the next 2 years. That'd be 5 continuous years of population decline. That's not a trivial thing. And then let's try the next slide. We're getting close to the end. I've got 3 slides left here. Go back one more here. We'll skip a slide. So what's pushing up Hawaii housing prices? What's pushing up Hawaii housing prices is the low mortgage interest rates are one. Everybody knows that. The low mortgage interest rates are making housing more affordable. And the fact that the Federal Reserve has injected massive amounts of liquidity into the economy. It's not just the interest rates that are there. If you go back a decade ago and you look at the Great Recession, there were low interest rates, but it was really hard to get a loan. Today, much easier to get a loan. The amount of liquidity that's sloshing around out there is enormous. And so that's eased constraints on getting loans. So the factor of the low rates and the easier access to loans is pushing up Hawaii housing prices. People are looking at saying, I should enter the housing market for the first time. There's lots of first-time buyers. There's people buying second homes. We're also finding that housing is transacting really quickly because of new innovations in the housing market, of new innovations in the real estate market, and that's then leading a lack of supply for the people who are left over after we get the fast transactions. Let's try the next slide. Got 2 more left here. And then other factors. There's some people in the mainland that are buying to escape COVID. I don't know how big. That's one I've had a hard time judging how big that is, but there's a little bit of that. The dollar exchange rate with the Japanese yen, Korean won, Hong Kong dollar. The dollar has depreciated. That makes Hawaii housing cheaper for those people. We may see some Hong Kong refugee effect at some point as the political crackdown in Hong Kong goes on. I don't really expect that, but it's a possibility, something that somebody ought to think about marketing toward. The foreclosures that are coming, the loss of tenants from people who can't pay, the 7,000 TVUs that are potentially going to be put in the market as the Honolulu crackdown on vacation units continues. All this means more supply. More supply generally means that prices are going to be falling a bit. There's also people who've really made a killing in the stock market. The stock market has boomed over the second half of 2020. And for people who've made a killing in the stock market, they ought to think about buying a home. That's a good sales line. That's my only good piece of advice for the whole seminar here. If you've made a lot of money in the stock market, hey, think about upgrading your home. That's hedging against your exposure to the stock market. And there's a lot more people with a lot more wealth, particularly at the upper end. That could push upper end prices up further. And then there's tax changes coming. The tax changes will impact after tax returns to owning a home. There's lots of ways that might go, so I'm not going to discuss that, but that's not a trivial thing. I don't expect property taxes here to increase, but they might on upper end homes. We could see some changes in the federal level that allow more property tax deductions, more state income tax deductions, but who knows if those will go through. Let me try the last slide here. So the last slide gives the UHERO forecast. We haven't released it yet, so you guys are getting this before the rest of the crowd. The main release, I think, to the insiders, the release is today. So you guys are insiders today, and the rest of the state gets it on Friday. But our forecast for 2021-22 is that the single-family home market will continue to be relatively strong in 2021, increasing another 3.5%, but will fall back a bit in 2022. Condo market will remain weak. Prices will fall in 2021 and will fall further in 2022. I wish I had better price forecasts for you there, but the single family home market, essentially what we're finding is that we expect the strength of the single family home market to continue, where we expect the condo market to continue to be weak, but not that weak. We're not talking about large declines in prices here. We're talking mostly price stability in the condo market this year. That minus 0.8% probably comes with a plus 2% either way, as far as our confidence. That's about it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm happy to take any questions if there's time. There's a couple more slides there. And I'd be happy to make the slides available starting tomorrow morning. I'll send them. I think you already have them, but you're welcome to post them starting tomorrow morning. I hate to post before our subscribers get them. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sumner. That was great information. If anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat, and we're gonna keep moving so that we can try to stay on target. But if we do have time, we will have answers to your questions a little bit later. So I'm gonna have Aaron come on and do the regional talking points now. Aaron.
All right. Thank you very much, Natalie. And very good presentation. I'm sure there will be good questions coming up. So our announcements, if you've all attended the GMM, which I hope you all did, you will hear a lot of the same information. But here's an update to the Tech for Teachers program that HBR launched. We'd like to say mahalo to our members and partners who have generously given more than $15,350 so far to HBR's Tech for Teachers campaign to help make the jobs of local educators a little easier this holiday season. We're collecting donations all the way through December 18th to purchase tech packages, which are valued at $300 each, to support teachers during distance learning. So if you have donations that can match, altogether, HBR is giving $20,000. So we'd like to have our members match that donation. If we can get that matching, the more teachers will benefit from our program and our efforts. So please give what you can, especially during the holidays. I know it's hard, but let's think of all the teachers. I have 3 teens at home right now, actually in high school learning on their computers. So the web Wi-Fi has been sucking up. So I'm always spotty on these things. But anyways, teachers really deserve whatever we can give them. So please give what you can. You can go to members.highessential.com/tech4teachers for more information and to donate. Or you can mail a check to the HBR office payable to Honolulu Board of Realtors. So please do that if you can. Final chances to win for an early bird dues renewal. Remember that your HBR dues are due in December, and there's still time to remit your due payments by December 25th, which is Christmas, to be entered into our weekly drawing to win $250 cash, which you can give to the teachers. No, I'm just joking. Go to members.highessential.com/dues for more information and to make your payments. If you are unable to pay by the December 31st renewal date, you will have a grace period until January 18th of next year to remit payment without incurring any late fees. So that is something that I don't think that's been done before. So thank you very much, HBR, for allowing that grace period, especially during times like these. We appreciate all the help that we can get. And congratulations to the 2020 Aloha Aina Award winners. They all did a fabulous job. And we are now accepting 2021 Aloha Aina Award winners so that you can be one of those winners next year. We are accepting nominations for 2021, and the eligible period will be for transactions that closed starting September 1st, 2020 through August 31st of 2021. So remember, if you do have that great experience that you want to share and your client's thrilled with your service and what you did for them, please be sure to ask for that letter and that nomination. Also, we still have some free CE classes, free Core A, Core B, and Code of Ethics class webinars are being offered through the end of the year. You can also select from our other elective courses, which most are just $5 credit. Find classes and register at highessential.com/register. And also don't forget to go to the DCCA website, MyPVL, to look at your classes that you've already taken, just to be sure you've gotten the full credits and that you're not missing anything. And so nothing's a surprise at the end of the year when you're trying to renew your license. And 2 more things. If you're a property manager or landlord, we need your insights to better understand how COVID-19 has impacted you and your tenants. So please take the UHERO survey on behalf of all rental properties you manage or own and report accordingly regarding November rent. Your experience can help to influence how to allocate and disperse Hawaii Cares funds to those in need. So please complete the survey. Go to uhero.hawaii.edu/rental-survey. And again, that will help Sumner with full data on his reports and his updates. So that is another benefit of sharing our information. But more importantly is getting the proper amount of funds to all of our tenants and our homeowners. Okay, so please be sure you do that. Yes, someone please copy and paste that for me, please. Update on rental assistance programs to facilitate processing. Applicants and landlords/property managers are encouraged to respond to requests for information from Aloha United Way and Catholic Charities processors to help accelerate the verifications necessary to get payments to landlords and property managers. The CARES funding for these programs ends on December 28th, 2020, and that goes back to what John and Rob had mentioned earlier, is to make sure that the landlords are filling out those forms properly so that funds can be released to the tenants, which in turn goes to the homeowners and saves their income properties. Okay, so everyone help do your part as we wrap up the end of the year 2020. We appreciate you all for sticking with us and supporting our region. But that is the end of the announcements from me for this year. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And just before we move on, I just wanted to put the 2021 Metro Regional Officers out there. So like I said, Chris is going to be the chair, Chad is the assistant chair, Chris Fidelibus is the vice chair. The two co-secretaries are Marie Massengale and Olivia Schubert, and then Spencer Lee is the treasurer. So thank you all for your service and for donating your time and energy to the board. It's a great group of people and so much benefit. I get so much benefit from both participating and from the great speakers that we have, including Sumner, and learning about the sponsors. It's fantastic. So thank you for your willingness to participate.
Yes.
So
and thank you, Natalie, for great years of service and leading our group. You did a fabulous job this year, especially during the pandemic, and teaching us all how to be more effective on our Zoom meetings. So great job. We wish you the best on your next committee chair that you're doing. Thanks for taking the lead on that. More news to come next year, but we're looking forward to really good things from you. So thank you, Natalie. You did a great job.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna move on to drum roll, the holiday trivia prize drawings. So we've got great local businesses. We all are supporting local businesses right now. And so in this day and age, it's critical that we continue to do so. So for our prize giveaway for our holiday trivia game, we all chose local businesses to get gift cards from. So we've got 10 $25 gift cards to about, gosh, we've got Gyotaku, we've got Snack Addicted, Burgers on Bishop, Tai-san, Pipeline Bake Shop, and Coffee Talk. So the lucky winners will get a gift card to one of these great local businesses. And I'm gonna have Chad do the holiday trivia prize drawing. So Chad, are you able to do that, to share your screen? And then
I should be able to. Let's see. Hang on.
So festive you are.
Okay, let's see if we can get this.
Is that an official Santa hat?
It is. And these are hard to get, man. They're really hard to find. But, all right. So, can somebody monitor the chat for me to see who wins these? Because I don't think I can view both. All right. So, first question. What Christmas movie is this from? And the prize for this one is a $25 gift card from Burgers on Bishop.
All right. Looks like Kevin In is the first responder with Home Alone.
Ah, very good.
Nice.
That is
Oh, and
correct.
also, you can only win one time. Sorry, Kevin.
Okay, so it looks like I can see the chat, so I'll monitor it too. All right, next one. What is this guy's first name? All right, so we've got let's see, we've got multiple answers, but who is the first person? Yeah, it's
Correct
the first
answer.
name now. Not their name, but their first name. Looks like the Katrina Balmaceda. Got it, and it's
Oh, wait.
Ebenezer. Right?
Wait. Okay, so for me, I see that. Yeah, yep. Katrina did get it.
Okay. All right. Next question. Miracle on 34th Street features what department store? Aha. I see Elliot Lau got it with Macy's. All right. And that's a $25 gift card to Snack Addicted. Next question. Gingerbread houses are inspired by what fairy tale? Oh, okay, here we go. Yep, Joylyn Shum got the correct answer with Hansel and Gretel.
Good job.
And that is, again, a $25 gift card to 9 Bar H&L.
That's going to be Snack Addicted. Sorry,
what?
Aaron changed.
Oh, so to Snack Addicted. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wait, let me write that down. Oh, no. Wait. All right. Next. Who are these three characters? And this is for a $25 gift card from Pipeline Bake Shop. This might be a tough one.
Is that the Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yep, this is from the Nightmare Before Christmas. Going once. Going twice. Oh my goodness, nobody knows this? All right, I'll think of another one. We'll come back to the this one. All right. All right, what's the name of the guy in the middle?
His name is Fred, right? No.
Not the actor, the character. The character. This is from It's a Wonderful Life. Aha, there you go. Matt Liu got it. It's George Bailey. Okay.
Such a good movie.
That was a yep. All right, next. What movie is this character from? This is for a $25 gift card to Yotaku.
Ooh.
Not the actor. What movie is this from? He co-starred with Tim Allen.
Got it.
No, not the character name. What movie is he from? Tim Allen played Santa Claus. What movie is this from? It's not the first one. It's a sequel. There we go. Hey, Bill Liu got it. Santa Claus 3. Would not be a complete contest without Bill winning one time. All right.
So true.
Next
So
one.
true.
Who wanted this for Christmas?
Oh, good one. You know, I still haven't watched that movie.
Gun. What? You have to see this movie. It's one of the best movies ever.
I've seen bits of pieces of that movie, but never watched the whole thing. Never.
It's a Red
Still
Ryder
couldn't
BB
understand
gun. Yes, Paula Bruno got it. Ralphie.
Ooh, Paula,
all right.
congratulations.
Okay, next one. This should be a pretty easy one. What's this guy's name?
I,
Hey, Leone Lamb got
yay,
it. Buddy
Leonie.
DL. All right. All right. And last one before we circle back to the other one. This is the conductor of what famous train?
Oh,
The
love that movie.
blank blank.
Nice.
It's also
Love
the
that
name of the
movie.
movie. There we go.
Ooh, Rick,
Okay.
congratulations.
Whoops. Okay, so Rick Nakama got that one. The Polar Express, and that was a $25 gift card to 1938 Indochina. Now let's see who. We'll go back to this one. We've had some time. Did anybody figure this one out? Who these three characters are? If not, we'll try to think of another trivia question. Let's see. No, not
Nice
quite,
try,
Mark.
Mark.
Oh, good one there, Mark.
Let me look up a quick Christmas trivia question. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay, this should be an easy one.
Joanne answered something. Is that correct?
Nope. Okay, so
Okay.
just for future reference, that is Lock, Shock, and Barrel from Nightmare on Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, this one should be an easy one, so get your fingers ready. Elvis is not going to have a white Christmas. He's going to have a... okay. Laurie Murphy. Got it. All right. All right. So thank you very much for your participation. You guys will be contacted by us within the next few days, and we will get those gift cards to you. Thank you for participating, and and thanks for supporting our local businesses.
Yes, indeed. All right, now before we let you go, we've got one, the favorite from all of our meetings is what people stick around for. It's the sponsor giveaways. Woohoo! So we've got 4 giveaways, and we're just gonna go in line with how we started. So I'm gonna have Len Leventhal go first. So Len, you're up.
And we basically have a 2 sparkling wine baskets with a gift card, with glasses, other goodies inside, about $50 worth of prize. So we have 2 of them. So can you guys pick for us, and we'll deliver them?
Sure. Sure. We'll pick two people for you. I think Chad, can you do the prize giveaways for the sponsors?
I've never done that before. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I sent it to you. I wasn't sure if you got it this morning.
Oh,
let's see.
No, I was working on this morning.
I know. Well, we're a little short-handed because Chris, who normally does it, is not here with us. So
sorry about that. Yeah,
no, it's all good. Let's see. I've got the winners list right here. So it looks like the 2 winners, drum roll, as my slow computer opens, it is going to be the oh wait, let me make sure that you are here first. So participants, raise your hand if you're here. Olivia Schubert, are you here?
Oh.
I know, this is the last time she's gonna win anything for the next year. So, oh, nope, not here.
Oh.
Uh-oh. All right. So, we're gonna go to Nicole Choi. Nope, not here either. All right, it's going to be Tayo Ichimune. Tayo, if you are here, raise your hand. There we go. She's here, or he's sorry, they are here. Tayo, congratulations. You have won one of those gift cards. And then let's pick the next one. Yukiko Sato. If you are here, you are here. Congratulations, Yukiko. Tayo and Yukiko have won, and I'm going to just do a highlight so that I know that you both are the winners. And so we are gonna thank you, Len, for those great giveaways. Appreciated. And then we're gonna move on to Carlton.
Hi, everybody. I got 2 gift cards for Foodland for your holiday festivities. So go ahead and pick those winners for me and let me know where to send them to or mail them to, and we'll get them to you folks.
Will
Get
do.
two Foodland gift cards.
Thank
Local
you.
business. Shop local.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's see here. See, all these people sign up and they don't show up. Let's see. Must be present to win.
Or if anybody wants a frozen turkey, I have one in my freezer too. 12-pounder.
Oh, Alan Hanaike. If you are here, yes, great. Thank you. Alan is here. So wonderful. Alan's won one of them. And then Kevin in, if you are still here. There you are. Blinking, hand raised, yes. All right, Alan Hanaike and Kevin in are our 2 second winners. Thank you very much, Carlton. And so we're gonna move on to Melinda Momoki.
My video is blocked right now, so I hope you can at least hear me. And I am giving away a $25 Starbucks gift card. And I would love to know who is the recipient.
Me too. All right, let's see. Is Kei Yoshida here? No, not seeing Kei Yoshida. All right. Let's see, is Charlene Lee here? Charlene Lee, if you are here, raise your hand. Charlene? Or put something in the chat. Raise your hand or put something in the chat, Charlene. Going once, going twice. All right, we're gonna move on.
Third time's the charm.
Chikako Nagayasu. Are you here? Yes, Chikako is here. Well, congratulations.
Yay.
All right,
Thank you,
great.
Natalie.
Yes, thank you, Melinda. All right, and then finally we have Mark Berwick with Enviro Home Solutions. Mark.
All right.
Tell the
So
lucky
I have-
winners
I
what they're
have
getting.
prizes. My first prize is for everybody, all participants. We're blessed that we have a certified arborist on staff. So if you have a tree that you think is ill or is damaged, free assessment. We'll send our arborist out. He'll write up a brief report about the tree, what's going on, and maybe recommend some solutions. So that's available to everybody. But let's get on to the prizes. Okay, I have 2. So the first prize, this is and I'm a big believer in helping yourself and helping others. So this is a free COVID disinfection for any open house, brokers open, however you choose to do it, and your office. So we'll come out and treat an open house when you're done. We'll come to your real estate office and provide a free treatment there. So you're protecting your clients, you're protecting your colleagues, and a $50 gift certificate to Tamura's. So that's the
Very
first
cool.
prize.
Wow. Oh, well, that's huge.
And then
So,
there's another prize after.
okay, great. So the lucky winner of that one is going to be Bridget Arastia. Bridget, if you are here, raise your hand. Bridget, going once. Bridget, going twice. All right, we're gonna move on. Bridget, sorry, that's a huge prize. I hope you're here. No? Oh, there you are. Yay!
Yay, Bridget. So just connect Bridget and I, and I'll
Will
make sure she
do.
gets her prizes. And now for the second prize. This is $500 off, $500 toward any pressure washing, tree trimming project of your choice. So for your clients, for yourselves, whatever we can do to help, and another $50 Tamura's gift card as well.
Oh my God, such bounty. All right, well, that lucky winner is going to be Young McTurnan. Young, if you are here. Oh, yes, you are here. Congratulations. Wow, great prizes, Mark. Thank you.
Sure, you got to take care of the people that take care of you.
True dat. I agree wholeheartedly. Oh man, well, that is going to be the conclusion to our meeting, and we really appreciate it, Mark, and really all the Zoom sponsors. Thank you so much for supporting the Metro region. It's so appreciated. To all the attendees, thank you for participating. We wouldn't be here without you. To Sumner, thank you for an excellent presentation. Really great information. Sincerely, have a wonderful holiday with whoever you can be with, wherever you are. So much love to you guys, and best of luck for a wonderful 2021. It can't I mean, knock on wood. I was gonna say it can't possibly be worse, but you never know. I don't want to jinx us. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you all later. Thank you all. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.